Well, hello, all you cool cats and kittens out there in podcast land. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Two Bald Dads. My name's Chris, and I'm here with the star-spangled man with a plan, Matt. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me again. Thanks for another tantalising intro. Going back to Carol Baskin, I've noticed. So what we are, I suppose it is fitting celebrating the 1 year anniversary when that no longer became relevant.
Has it been a year since Tiger King?
Yeah,
probably about that.
For sure. I reckon it was about March last year.
In the pandemic, yeah.
So you thought bring it back out like PlayStation 3. That's retro.
Now, I wonder what Carol's up to right now.
Maybe plotting the murder of another husband.
I imagine so. But Matt, enough about murderous tiger ladies. Because we've got a bit of a show today. We've got a bit of a podcast episode to give to you, to deliver to you, to feed to the people. Feed the pony, Matt. Feed the pony.
Exactly. Flat palms.
So you don't lose a finger.
Become less aggressive.
We've got a big episode and we're going to rip right into it. So Matt, would you like to kick us off?
Would I like to kick us off?
Kick us off with your dad moment?
Inside my brain.
Okay.
I am scrambling right now because I have dad moments. I have many dad moments. I haven't landed on one yet. So there was one thing I wanted to talk about, I guess, that I was thinking about just today actually as I was sitting there, and it was around. It's not really a dad moment. It's more of a strange goings on that happened with us.
That doesn't sound like you, Matt.
I'm casting my mind back to when we purchased our nappy bag.
Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about your plastic nappy bags or your reusable nappy bags that you use. This is like an army scale backpack.
Yeah.
You see parents walking
with
around
pockets
with.
on pockets.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Like I'm still discovering zips here, and like things like Velcro off, and then they don't come back in, and like. When you go into it, which is very rare for me, my wife claims that there is order there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then when I go into it and I use it, I always screw it up. I always ruin the order that was in there. But what I wanted to talk about was, you can. It's like our pram episode. You can spend as much or as little as you want on a nappy bag. You could end up with a $15 rucksack like you have.
Yeah.
Or you could get a Rolls Royce style backpack.
Yeah, you have.
Which is not what we have. My wife, she found, God bless her, she found something a little bit more reasonably priced on eBay, I believe it was. And look, I didn't even know people were still buying off eBay, but we did. I believe that's where she bought it off. And I just remember her sitting there and she said to me, "Hey, babe." And I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
Because that's how we communicated our place. It's called respect, Chris.
Okay, all right.
She said, "There's an option here that it comes with a USB plug. Do you want that?" And you know me.
You're a tech guy.
I'm a tech guy.
You are a tech guy.
Me and IT.
You love a USB plug.
And I was like, "Well, how much more is it?" She's like, "It's like $3 more." I said, "Well, yeah, of course. We're going to use that. For sure we'll use...
We're not going to not use the USB
We're going to use the nappy bag that has the USB plug in it." And I was pretty pumped for this. I'm like, I imagine all the things we could use it for.
Yeah. You could upload all of your nappies into it.
Exactly. All of our digital nappies. But no. Imagine my confusion that when we got the nappy bag, just in one side, it's just got like a USB input.
Okay.
That goes to nowhere.
Really?
Swear to God, I'll show it to you next time. It's the most... And I was like...
That's bizarre.
I was like, why the fuck would anyone... Like, why would you put this in as an option?
Does it charge something?
It doesn't. Something? Like... But if you're going to...
I'm baffled.
Yeah, it bobbles the mind.
It does.
It does bobble the mind.
It's mind-boggling.
And I just thought that was like honestly one of the strangest accessories for a nappy bag and most pointless things that you've been
waiting a long time to bring this up.
I've been sitting on this. So there's only one topic that I've been sitting on longer than this one, and I will get to it one day. But this one, honestly, I didn't even realize I was sitting on it.
Yeah.
It just came to me today, and I was sitting there, and I was working from home, and I was just like, shit, that is weird.
Yeah.
That is such a weird thing. And even weirder, they got our extra $3 that we paid. And it's sure, I'm strutting around.
Yeah.
I'm strutting around with...
They're like, oh, geez, they paid for the upgrade.
Yeah, well, they got the USB model. That's pretty impressive. But I would be keen to hear if anyone else out there has some weird attachments, some strange things that shouldn't be in their nappy bags, or just some impressive nappy bags. Because, like, honestly, it's like Narnia in there. Like, you can lose an arm.
Yeah.
You can lose an arm.
That's ridiculous. I've never been to the bottom of our nappy bag.
I don't think you can.
I don't think I ever will endeavour to get there.
No.
But do you think, I mean, this is just going back a little bit in terms of eBay, do you think eBay lost all credibility when it stopped being regular people selling stuff? You know what I mean? Like, eBay is essentially just another online store for online merchants.
Remember when you like legitimately had to bid on things?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Well, now there's no bidding anymore.
No, you just buy stuff.
You just buy stuff online.
Maybe we'll go back and we'll say
bidding.
This is auction only.
Who wants to bid on?
This is auction only. We'll put up our feet pics that we've been planning on doing, and we'll auction them off.
Funny you say that. Talking about feet pics. There was, can I harken back a long way back, and the keen fans out there will remember our selling shit online episode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I bought something online, not that long ago, and I went to go and see these people, and they were a lovely young couple, like fairly close by. And I had a chat, so I said, thanks for this and blah, blah. And I said, have you found the people online to be incredibly weird? Yeah, have you sold much online? And they go, yeah. And then his wife, who was then that new bub as well. And I said, well, do I have a podcast for you?
Good, you're always on.
I'm like, here's my business card. But I said, have you had any for weirdos? Because geez, there's some weird units out there.
Yeah.
Hey, is this available? Yes, it is. No, thanks. Okay. All right.
One of the greatest.
But his wife chimed in, and it was brilliant, just to sum up some of the weirdos online. But she was selling shoes. She was selling some of her shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Some nice shoes, but she obviously worn a couple of times, didn't want anymore. And she goes, she had guys inquiring about it, and they said they asked sizing and stuff like that. She's like, that's weird, it probably won't fit you, sir. But
do these come in a men's 12?
But the best part, she goes, I actually had a guy ask me to send more photos of her feet in the shoes.
Oh, that's so off-putting. And I did ask her to not say anything.
I wasn't going to say who it was back, but
that is great.
You think we've had weirdos online?
Yeah.
That is.
No, I'm pleased to announce, Chris. I'm pleased to announce I'm announcing this live on pod, that as we are moving, we're in the midst of packing and moving up our life.
Yeah.
We're in a good opportunity to sell things online.
Yeah.
So we've already started, and it's some good stuff coming. There's some good stuff on the way. Even last night, someone said to my wife, she's selling a pair of shorts. She said, "Can you get up first thing in the morning and take a photo of them?" Mm-hmm. And then she said, "Oh yeah, okay." And then she goes, "And can you download this app called Pay ID so I can pay you on that? I don't pay cash anymore." And we're like, no, just come and give us cash. I don't know if you're dictating how this works. This isn't really a customer service based industry. You're buying secondhand shorts.
Yeah.
You don't get to dictate how this goes on. Anyway. Man,
I don't
know what these people get off.
Shaz sold a hat, like a ladies' fashion hat, like a big wide brim hat. It was quite, and it was from Seed or something like that. Lovely hat. I think she wore it she got it for a race day or something like that. Wore it once, never wore it again. She sold it online. And she goes, she was out. She goes, there's a guy coming to pick up the hat. Yeah, for alarm bells. But then, and it was, she sold it for $20 or something like that. This guy turns up to the house, and I won't tell you what nationality he is because it doesn't matter.
All right.
But he was an older Oriental gentleman. And he turned up to the house, And he didn't speak much English to me, and he said, I said, oh, here's the hat, and he said,
so you instantly felt threatened by it?
No. I said, he said, thanks for that, and he was really polite, but then he took it straight out of the bag, because I thought maybe he was getting it for his wife or his daughter or something. Took it straight out of the bag, put it on, and he was like in front of me, like at the doorway.
He's like, what about this?
He was like, how good's
I
this
put
hat?
the hat on. That is weird.
I was like, brilliant. I'm glad you're happy with it.
Good on you, man. Look, who knows? Maybe he has a very large-headed wife, and he's stretching it out for her.
Well, he's like, if it fits me, it'll fit her. Yeah. We have the same size head.
But look, Chris, what I'm hearing is there's a lot more meat on this boner, and maybe we should pull our stories together and do the season annual Selling Shit Online episode. Because you and me are hustlers.
Yeah.
We read Hustler. We watch Hustler. We do all Hustler
Hustler
stuff.
still around?
I'm sure it is. So maybe we could reconvene.
Look, I don't know.
Because I could go on forever.
We don't get a whole lot of feedback from the fans, but I imagine the Selling Shit Online episode was a fan favourite.
It resonated. I know.
Because it's a fan favourite for us to do it because it's brilliant. But Matt, look, if I could just jump in.
Yeah, jump in.
If I could just jump right in. I just had a quick little dad moment just this the weekend gone by, and it's more because things are happening to me, I'm making errors, and it's not about me learning from them, it's about me giving the people advice so that they don't make the same errors I made.
Just like Rocky said, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep going.
Well, that's it. So my son keeps hitting me pretty hard. No, but it was just a bit of a public service announcement about
a PSA.
Not turning your back on your child, because they are wily at best. They are wily.
They are.
So I've got my little backyard area, my little courtyard area, and we were playing outside. Lovely day over the weekend. And my son, I had my phone on the ground. My son picked up my phone and he was putting it into the bushes, because that was fun. Just dipping it into the bushes. Bit of fun. We had a bit of fun. Bit of fun about that. Anyway, I had to duck inside because I was heating up his food. So I had to duck back inside and go and grab his food. Came back, got his food, make sure it's all good, got his water bottle.
Was that a cigarette?
What was it?
Was that a cigarette motion?
That noise? Yeah. No, I went out the front to have a cigarette for 10 minutes. No, I ducked inside, got his stuff, came back out. I found my son has now made his way over to he's got a sand and water table. You know what I mean? A sensory delight.
Of course, yeah.
So he's got one half filled up with water, the other half
sand,
precisely. A sand and water table.
It's almost exactly how it sounds.
It's very self-explanatory. I actually came out to find my son dipping my phone
in the water
side.
That's great.
So my phone's about halfway through and he's dipping it. And I'm like, no, son. No.
Put it in the sand.
Well, as I'm yelling at him saying, don't dip it in the water, where do you think he's going to dip it next?
Well, he's trying to dry it in the sand. He's trying to dry it in the sand.
He's literally schnitzeling my phone.
That was one of your classic moves at the beach.
It was. I was famous for the schnitzel, but I was like, well, I mean, I can't believe he's picked that up at such an early stage.
He was schnitzeling at a very young age.
But I was like, I feel like I was barely gone 30 seconds.
No, 100%.
And I was like, I mean, luckily, the phone's fine.
My
son is not. I pushed him over.
No, but it's like the amount of times that I have turned my back on my son, out of sheer disappointment. And turned around just in time to stop him from hurting himself, breaking something, or doing something stupid is remarkable. And I'm like, do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know that I'm not here, so you'll try some shit? I've seen him just about to go off the back of the lounge, face first onto the floor.
They love that, don't they?
And I'm like, what? You didn't do it the whole time I was here. You lured me in. He's like a trapdoor spider.
He's like, don't worry, I'm fine.
Dad,
you can do whatever you want.
I'm not going to do this.
I'm fine. Go and do.
And then I turn around and he's like, finally, now's my time to jump over the back of the couch.
Well, we lost Jesse up at the park. We didn't lose him. We knew where he was most of the time.
He was at the park somewhere.
He was there's a grass area, then it drops down, but there's a retaining wall, it drops down to a hedge, and then there's another grass area. It's not a huge drop, but he went over to the retaining wall and started crawling along it. Now he walks now, but for some reason he wanted to crawl along this retaining wall. I'm watching it at a far distance because I can't be bothered going after him. And I'm like, you be careful because that's a drop off on the 100%. Other side. What do you think happened?
He fell off.
Fell off into the hedges.
Into the very hedges he was putting your phone into. Not so funny now, is it, Jesse?
And he shit himself and he's like, no. And I see this hand come up out of the hedges. And I'm
Remember me.
And I'm like, I best get in.
Yeah. Jeez, whose kids
are heaps of people watching.
I better go over and look after him. Chris, look, that's a great dad moment of the week. I'm glad that your son is snittying you the way that you snittied us so many times from the beach bully that you were.
Yeah.
But we are here. We're here with the topic. We're doing something a little bit different today.
Oh, yeah.
We're sure, we have our own dads to draw inspiration from, right?
Sure.
But we don't have over 200 episodic weekly television shows at our disposal like we do, but they don't have that sort of knowledge that they can drop on us. So we draw our inspiration from a wide variety of sources. Correct. I get, TV, movies, and the rest.
Okay, and all the others.
And all the other forms of media, radio.
So, Matt, what you're saying is, our topic today, guys, our topic for you, our hot topic is inspirational TV and film dads.
Yes, inspirational TV and film dads that we've learned a lot from. And I think it would be a good idea for us to say who we remind ourselves are and then potentially pick a dad.
You have been champing at the bit for this.
And
I can't wait to hear. So Matt is adamant that we try to align. So I've listed a number of sort of great
TV dads.
Mainly TV dads. I didn't do many film dads.
I've actually, now that I look at it, I don't have a film dad.
No. Well, let's just go with TV dads.
Okay, TV dads. We'll do film dads at another time.
So Matt,
Steve Martin, cheaper by the dozen.
Yeah.
Father of the Bride, Steve Martin again.
And all those other hit Steve Martin films.
Cheaper by the dozen too.
Yeah, of course. But Matt, look, why don't you kick us off?
Right.
I know. So first of all, which TV dad do I remind you most of?
Do you want me to start with that?
Well, why don't you start with the one that you think you remind yourself most of?
Okay.
Who have you drawn the most inspiration from?
Look, to be honest, I think I'm a bit of an amalgamation of. In the looks department, I'm getting towards the Homer Simpson sort of stage.
We all are.
Yeah. I mean, it is inevitable. He's an everyman. But I think my hero dad, I think he's an absolute inspiration. He's a great all-around guy. It's Al Bundy. It's got to be Al Bundy. He's on there?
He's on my list.
He is one of my favourite TV dads.
Yep.
I think his general apathy and dislike for his family, especially wife.
Yeah. In particular, his wife.
is something that has really resonated with me. And
he's an inspiration to deadbeat dads.
He's an inspiration to deadbeat dads. I mean, shoe salesman. I've always wanted to be a shoe salesman.
But you hate small talk with people you don't know.
But so does Al Bundy. Al Bundy hates small talk. All he wants to do is drink beer and watch football. Yeah. And honestly, he has that toilet that he can just flush at all times. He's in that no women's group, which is basically us whenever we go out, and all the group segregates into men and women. Inevitably.
And you know what the funniest part about it is we've been in a no woman group for years now, even prior to meeting our wives.
I know. It is remarkable that we have met him. So look, Al's my number one. I think I'm a little bit of Al Bundy, a little bit of Homer Simpson, mostly in the looks department, unfortunately.
All right, I'll tick both those.
Okay.
Tick.
All right.
So Matt, who do I remind you?
No, you tell me who you think you are.
Who do I think I am?
I think I know who
I'm glad you asked, Matt, because
I knew it.
It's Tim the Toolman Taylor. Now, a lot of our newer fans out there probably don't know who this is, but Tim the Toolman Taylor was Tim Allen playing Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Who hosted his own DIY tool show.
God damn it.
Out of his back, in his garage.
In his garage, yeah.
Which we could do.
Does that make me Al?
Garage, or does
that make me Pamela Anderson?
You're Al. You're definitely Al.
I could be Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I was about to say Jonathan Taylor Thomas and the other children.
Yeah.
How come none of the other kids were famous?
I don't know. Is Jonathan Taylor Thomas really famous anymore?
He used to be. He had that classic 1990s haircut. Yeah. You know, the part and the bowl.
Yeah.
We modelled ourselves off him.
I hope he's bald now. But Chris, I would say, I think also what is important to know that Tim the Toolman Taylor is as famous for his DIY failures as he is for his TV show.
Yeah.
Which I think,
actually, now that I'm looking at you, mate, you remind me a bit of Wilson, actually.
Is that
just because I can't see you now.
Yeah, and look, I'm sure Wilson was a registered sex offender as well. I'm sure. That's why he couldn't show his face. Not to say that I am. I'm definitely not.
No.
But I thought that's where you were going. I know that's, your number one passion is DIY. This is your side hustle. And you have had several fails. One of my favourite being the time that you tried to hang a spice rack and drilled through the other side of your cupboard.
It's a very thin cupboard.
That is correct. All right, Chris. It's time for the rubber to hit the road.
Okay.
Which is a saying I've been pretty fond of lately.
All right,
I've been using it a lot in my life.
Wow.
Who do I think you are? Look, there is obvious ties to Tim the Toolman Taylor. Obviously. It's undeniable.
I'll tick.
Undeniable. But the one that you remind me most of is Mr. Kerrigan from Hey Dad.
I don't know that.
Registered sex offender on Peter.
Yes.
Australia's Hey Dad.
Very good. Very good. All right, that's me, is it?
That's you. When he went to jail, they threw warm urine on him.
Good.
And he called up someone and said, I don't like jail anymore. And they said, well, you shouldn't have tried to have sex with kids.
Kids, yeah.
And as a blanket rule, I think that's something.
They should have done that thing like Game of Thrones, like shame.
I think that's where Game of Thrones got it from. Anyway, I think in my mind,
that's me.
Your Hey Dad.
Well, see, Matt, I've got a couple for you. But I thought first and foremost, in terms of your general attitude and how you present as a father, I've gone with Randy Marsh from South Park.
Hang on. I wasn't done with you yet, but yeah, okay, go on.
Your ability to get hammered drunk at inappropriate times.
Okay, I can agree. I have had some doozies.
The fact that your pants fall down at all sorts of intervals.
Yeah.
Look, I think general Randy's sort of love of life and his family, his care for his family.
Yeah. Number one. That's probably most similar. I also jotted down Phil Dunphy. Very Matt Goganowski. Okay. I knew you were going to say
very
that.
Phil Dunphy. I'm a big Modern Family guy.
Is that like as in your personal family?
I'm a Modern Family.
You're in a Modern
person.
Family.
But also the show, pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Pretty good show, but you and Phil, very
We
similar.
do have some similarities. Super successful real estate agent.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Pretty hot wife. But all right, I can take that. But I think I would like to flip the script onto you and say you are also a bit of Randy Marsh. I think you're a little bit of Randy Marsh. Okay. The way that I've seen you get in fight at children's sports.
Yeah. Very passionate about local sports.
Yeah, very passionate about local sports. The way that you're able to lion dance. Mm-hmm. Some of the best of them. I think those two alone is it, and also obviously your addiction to masturbation.
Yeah.
I've also noted down. I think for myself, I see a little bit of Frank Costanza.
I had Frank here.
Did you have Frank in there?
Yeah.
Look, I can get a little flustered and annoyed at times.
Yeah. You're a bit yelly.
I can
yell a bit.
I can be a bit yelly. It is a bit telling that a lot of these are viewed as, annoying characters.
Yeah, what? Would you say annoying?
I would say I think Frank Costanza is hilarious. But I think he is...
You remind me a bit of George as well. You know what I mean?
That's harsh. That's harsh. I always saw myself as a Jerry.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah. You're more of a Lane.
A Lane?
Yeah, I've been trying to have sex with you for years. For years. No, look, Frank, I love Frank. I love the way that he can speak Korean. I often aspire to speak Korean, but I think you've got to learn. I think you've got to learn Chinese first.
You reckon?
I think Chinese is a gateway language, and then for Korean, it's just another accent.
You reckon?
I think.
No, I don't know.
I'm not good with languages, but.
Well, we're still
is that racist? I don't know.
We're still struggling with our first language.
That's
English,
true.
Yes.
Yeah, English.
So
they were the ones. I mean, obviously, Homer Simpson is a personal hero. He's
I think so I've got a general rule about people, especially our age and stuff like that. But I mean, there's two types of people in this world: people that watch The Simpsons growing up and get all of our jokes. And people who didn't watch The Simpsons growing up. Now, I mean, sure, that sort of stopped. Yeah, if you're talking to anyone 25 and younger, they may not have watched The Simpsons like we have, like religiously, like we have for 6 hours every Saturday and Sunday morning.
Definitely.
But my wife famously was not allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up,
and I understand.
It explains a lot about her, really doesn't it? You know what I mean? It explains a lot. So, can I ask you not to kick the table, please?
I'm going to trash this place. I cannot sit here and be in the same house.
But I asked my father-in-law. I said, "Why?" I mean, Simpsons is a PG at most. Yeah. At most, I said, "Why? Why The Simpsons? Like, why not? Like, family favorite." Literally the basis of every one of our jokes from the age of 15 to 33 now. Why not? And he goes, well, he said, I didn't like that Bart Simpson character and I didn't want my kids to be like him.
Said, he was a bad boy.
Yeah, he was. No, he was.
And now she's basically married Bart Simpson.
Yeah, I know. Now she's... See, this is the thing.
Cowabunga, man.
See, that's the thing. Like, he took it away from her and it just made her want to war.
For it. Yeah, I know. That's why when I walked in, listeners, listen to this scene that I've walked into. I've walked into this house to hearing Chris say to his lovely wife to eat his shorts. Unbelievable. I thought, geez.
And then she
what
said
about
no,
apple?
and I said, I caramba.
Yeah. Again, all very relevant for, it's very weird though. It's getting to the point. It is getting to the point for younger people. I've heard horror stories on the internet where kids now do not know what it is. And to quote The Simpsons,
I'd fear this day would come.
To quote The Simpsons, are we so out of touch?
No, it's
the children that are wrong.
The children that
finally.
Are wrong. So, I mean, you're definitely showing your age. I mean, we certainly are when it's it's late on a Saturday evening. There's 6 or 7 blokes who all went to the same primary school together, and we're no longer having a conversation. We're just exchanging Simpsons quotes back and forth,
we're just
and pissing ourselves laughing like it's the first time hearing it.
Mostly trying to see who can sound more like Marge Simpson. Which, Chris, you're very good at. Would you like to?
No, I'd prefer not to. Okay. I'll say that.
Fair enough.
You know why, Matt? Because I'm arguably too good at accents. I think.
We might get sued by Matt Groening.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't say you could have Marge on.
Like, oh my God, what a tremendous impersonation of Marge Simpson.
Although you are looking more and more like Monty Burns as well, by the way, and I'm sure he is a father as well.
It's my poor posture and receding hairline.
It is. So look, my top 5. If I had to put a top 5, I did have Tim Allen on there.
Okay.
I sort of aspire now that I've been confined by this apartment that I've been living in, but now that I'm moving up in the real estate world, I feel like I can spread my DIY wings.
That'll be good.
Or construct some new wings.
Yeah.
And see where I can go. So I wouldn't mind watching a few episodes of Home Improvement to go from there. I've also got... So obviously my number one inspirational dad is Al Bundy.
Okay.
I've got Tim Allen second on the list, but he's not my second. He would be my last.
Okay.
Because I'm not there yet. I would probably go Al, Frank, Homer, Randy, Tim.
Nice one. They're pretty good.
And for you, obviously, Mr. Kerrigan from Hey Dad.
Do I have to be Mr. Kerrigan from
I'm just saying that's who you might. It's like, it's uncanny. You know, when you see someone, you're like, is that one of my friends? Oh no.
I know.
I've been watching Hey Dad again.
Mate, it's literally like when I watch you play your guitar.
Yeah.
And I go, is that Rolf Harris?
Rolf Harris. Please. That's just a cheap shot because I've called you a paedophile. Isn't it?
No, is it? I suppose, my list...
So, rattle me off your top five to wrap it up.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Yeah, number one.
Obviously. I've got Randy Marsh right up there as one of the greats. Homer. Mm-hmm. Phil Dunphy. And I actually went with Peter Griffin. Mm. I think he's been left out a little bit here.
Yeah, he has been.
Truly inspirational. You know what
I mean? You can burn through some cash like Peter Griffin can, I would say.
I also like his ability
You're also putting on weight.
Yeah. I like his ability to play favourites with his children.
Yeah,
definitely. He has an obvious distaste for Meg.
Yeah.
You know.
If and hopefully when you do squire a second, it will be really good to see. And if one is a little bit uglier than the other one.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how I'll base it, based on looks. Yeah.
I mean,
like my parents.
Jesse's going to want to hope that the other one. Well, that does not bode well for you. Jesse's going to hope that the potential second child does not have red hair.
Yeah.
Because that puts him in as a step down a route.
I get it.
As much as we love him.
Yeah, no, he's adorable, but yeah.
Society is what society is, and we don't control that, and we don't condone it. We just operate within the confines of what society is. Chris, something that I have noticed, you don't have any multicultural dads on there. Is that because you are a racist?
Now that I think about it, yes. I didn't mean to be.
All right, well, we'll leave that there.
I just these were the shows that were forced upon me as a young man.
And that, again, society's problem.
Yeah, exactly right. Problem. So what multicultural dads do you have on there?
I was a really big fan of the dad from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Chris.
Oh, yeah. And his name was...
Philip.
Was it?
Bel-Air.
You've made that up. I suppose...
Big Phil.
I suppose Mr. Costanza, he's...
Jewish?
Yeah, Jewish.
Yep. No, that's why I had him on there.
Yeah, good. Good way to mix it up a bit, Matt. That's good.
Thank you. Homer Simpson, yellow.
Oh, yeah, true. The ultimate multicultural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's every race and no race all at once, Chris, and that's how I say race.
But Matt, I believe you're up this week.
I am up this week, Chris. I would just like to say quickly,
go ahead,
if I may, that if you out there, dear listener, if you have some dads that you're a fan of that we haven't, we need to get our heads into. We need to get deep into their minds and feel around and see how they operate so we can be better dads. We'd love to hear them. Hit us up at twobalddads69@hotmail.com or at twobalddads_pod at Instagram, and listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. Threw that in.
Nice
what
one.
Do you think?
That was pretty good. I like it.
Yes, Chris, I
feel like they're already listening though. If they're hearing that message,
yeah, I know, but I put a typed transcript out.
Okay, all right, cool.
Every
Great
week.
job,
Chris. I have a dad joke here in my hot little hand.
Wow, it's on pen and paper.
It's on pen and paper.
I'm trying to read it in the reflection.
I've got an analog dad joke.
Yeah, right.
Chris, why are fish so easy to weigh?
It's something about their scales or some shit.
No.
Okay.
Because they come with their own scales.
Brilliant.
Take that to the wharf and smoke it, Chris. There you go. There's your dad joke. Tell that to your friends. Tell that to your co-workers. Tell it out while you're having a cigarette with all your friends. Tell it wherever. Tell it anywhere.
That's good stuff, Matt. And thank you for that. Little just pearl. Just there to just a little cherry on top of this delightful Sunday that we've presented up to you guys, the listeners.
Full disclosure, it is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the treat, not the day.
The treat.
Okay.
Don't let people in on our secrets.
I retract my statement.
But honestly, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in to another episode of Two Bald Dads. We'll be back bigger and better next week. I mean, if you can get
if you can get better, then
because we are professionals, like we are professionals. But guys, my name's Chris,
and my name is Matt.
And we'll see you through the week or through the window.
Oh, yes. Arigato.
Good.
Goodbye.
Good.